Hey, my name is Nassim, and I chose the thought prompt consent. And in all honesty, there definitely does have to be a verbal yes in order for there to be consent on having any kinds of sexual relationships. Giving each other sexual looks is not consent. Saying you want to tear each other's clothes off, fuck one another long and hard, fuck them long and hard, make them moan, make them scream your name, make them shout, etc., make them gag, that is not consent. Especially if that happened days prior. Consent is defined as permission for something to happen or agreement to do something. You saying all those good fun stuffs days prior before the sexual incident happened, that's not consent. Consent is where both parties say, yes, I want to do this, let's do it. Consent is consent is hearing the verbal yes. You have to hear it in order for there to be consent. Consent's not sexual looks. It's not saying I want to fuck you. It's not. I mean, yes. Okay, let me correct myself. Yes, consent can also be like you saying like I want to fuck you, but like you saying that you want to do that days prior before the sexual incident, that's not consent. Like it has to be it has to be physically said the day of the sexual incident. That's consent. Like both parties have to say yes. That is consent. Consent cannot be given if someone isn't in their right state of mind to give it, such as being incapacitated. This includes if one of the participating parties are on any type of drug, consumed alcohol, has a mental disability, and if they're asleep or unconscious. If a woman is drunk and the male is sober, then the female is incapacitated, which means she's not in her right state of mind. Therefore, she has no idea what's going on, what she's agreeing to, or even if she'll remember it the next day. Consequently, that's not consent. The male will be taking advantage of the female, even if she gave the verbal yes in her condition. She's got no idea what she's agreeing to. She's so drunk or so drugged up. She's not in her right state of mind. She doesn't know what she's doing. She's incapacitated. That's rape. The man will be raping the female. That's not okay. That's not consent. Okay, this vice versa. Of course, this scenario also applies to a male being drunk and the female being sober and taking advantage of the male. Being incapacitated means that you're stumbling or falling down. You can't stand. You can't walk on your own. You're slurring your speech. You can't properly focus. You're confused. You're sleeping. You're unconscious. You're urinating, defecating, or vomiting on yourself. You're incapacitated at that point. If both parties are drunk, then in all honesty, I feel that it would not be considered rape, as both of them are so drunk, so drugged up that they both have no idea what's going on, what they're doing. They don't know they're not in their right state of mind. It would only be considered rape if one of the parties verbally said no, even if they're in that state of condition and they still verbally said no, that's rape. If the other party continued to pursue sex, let's say I'm drunk, I'm drugged up, right? And let's say I'm the female, I'm drunk, I'm drugged up. The male is drunk and drugged up, whatever. And we both, it's heat of the moment. We both, walked up to the room, took each other's clothes off, and I said no, I don't want to do this, and the male still continued to pursue sex. That's rape. However, if in that scenario I continued, I encouraged it, I never said no, I did it. That's not rape. We're both so drunk, we're both so drugged up that we have no idea what we're doing, right? And the next day, if the next day I'm dang, I did not want to have sex with him, I said no. You didn't though. That's not rape. You don't even know what's going on. That's not rape. In all honesty, I feel that the woman should be held accountable for her actions when drunk. But in all honesty, they're not. I believe that this is because of how society works. Men always get the bitter end of the stick. Which means that they always suffer they always suffer the most, especially if they didn't actually commit the act they are being blamed for and they deny it. That's the worst. They're treated the worst, especially when they deny it, especially if they didn't do it. They get the bitter and they get the short end of the stick. There are instances in which women rape men But society refuses to believe that. They hold women to be sacred, and the higher up, they would never do. Yes, they would. Women are just like men. Like you think just because I'm a woman, I'm not gonna just because I'm a woman, I'm not gonna rape a man. No. So if I'm a man, I'm not gonna rape a woman. That does not make sense at all. Okay, it does not. And society holds women to be sacred, and they do not believe that we're capable of doing such a thing. When in all honesty, when in reality, they can be just as bad as men, especially once they do not get their way, especially once, somebody says no, I'm going to do what I can to make you say yes, right? No, that's not okay. Society is more likely to believe the person who said they were sexually assaulted over the person who is being accused. I believe this is the case because of rape being such a bad thing, that when someone says they've been raped, we have no choice but to believe them. Why would someone say, why would someone lie about being raped? That's a good thing to lie about. It's not. So why won't I believe the victim? I feel that we believe the victim over the accuser because of pity as well. We feel bad for the victim. Also, if we don't believe the victim, what does that make us as humans? Horrible. If the victim actually did get raped and we said that that's not true, what does that make us if not horrible people for saying that what they went through did not happen? What does that make us? That's why I feel like we are more susceptible to believing the victim over the accuser, because of course if I say I got raped and my accuser denies that, of course they're going to deny it because of the consequences they're going to face. I wouldn't be human if I said that I didn't do something that I actually did do. I wouldn't. So if I say that if the accuser didn't deny it, they won't be human. They would be human. Okay, I'm not saying they won't be human if they didn't deny it. I'm just saying it's a natural thing for them to deny something that they're being accused of, especially if it's rape, because of the consequences that they are going to face, such as jail or even the life sentence type thing. They're not going to want to face that. They're not it's a thing. I don't know, but yeah, that's it, guys. Sorry. I'm all over the place, as you can see. Consent is such a big thing, and there has to be a verbal yes. There has to be. You can't just assume that somebody wants to have sex with you if they're giving you looks or just saying that you can't. Especially if they're drunk or drugged up. You can't just assume that they want to have sex with you. You can't. You have to hear that, yes, I want to do it. Yes, let's have sex. That's consent. Consent is everything. It really is. And that's the end of my TED Talk. All right, bye.